made the pastry dough. We piped out the cream puffs, put them in the hot oven, puffed up. What are we gonna do next? We're gonna fill them. Hello, I'm Chef Don McMillan, and welcome to Simple and Delicious Recipes. Today's recipe is another classic dessert that I'm going to show you how to make. It's called cream puffs. Yes, cream puffs. Everybody loves them. You can make them ahead of time. You can freeze them and all of those good things. And look, got great ingredients right here. But first, before we make the cream puffs, we have to make a pastry dough. So let's get started. Pastry dough is so easy to remember. Just remember the number 1. 1 cup of eggs, which is 4. 1 cup of water. 1 cup of flour. And by the way, I'm using bread flour because it has more glutens. Okay? You could use all-purpose, but that's okay. And also 1 stick of butter and a teaspoon of salt. How easy is that? So first of all, let's go ahead and put the water, a cup of water, and a stick of butter right in our pot, like this, and add the salt. Turn the fire on, bring it to a boil or a light simmer, and then we're going to add in the flour. I'll show you how that goes in just a minute. Let me move some of these things out of my way. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to go ahead and break my eggs. I like to break the eggs on a flat surface, and that way the shells will break in half. So let's crack some eggs and put them right in there. This way we'll have them ready when we start making our dough. So 4 eggs equals 1 cup. Just remember that number 1, and you have this recipe ready to go. I just need the butter to melt. So this recipe can be used for so many different desserts, as we've said earlier, and it is a classic recipe. You can make the dough, you can make the different pastries ahead of time, but the pastry recipe is just so simple, it's universal. I've done many different events. I've used it for savory pastries, appetizers, use it for also dinner or luncheons, so you can fill them with so many different things. Okay, so look, the butter's almost melted. As soon as that butter melts, I'm going to turn the fire off, and I'm going to add the flour all at once and form it into a ball. Stir. Okay, turn the fire off, dump the flour in all at once. And then stir it. Once it forms a ball, I'm going to turn the fire back on to medium and let this cook down a little bit. You got to cook out that floury flavor to it, and also you want it to form a firm ball. And if you don't do that, your pastries will not be the same shape that you want them to. You want them to hold their shape. But look how it just forms a ball like that in the pan. So let's go ahead and turn the fire back on, and let's go down flame. Be sure we don't have it too high, and then cook. So we're cooking this dough. It's going to take about 2 or 3 minutes, so be patient with it, okay? And keep stirring it. You can't just put it in here and forget about it. You got to keep it moving, because look, it's sticking to the bottom of the pan right now. And as it's sticking to the bottom of the pan, a lot of that moisture from the water is starting to cook out, okay? And that, of course, the fat and the flour are forming this wonderful mass that we're going to use to make our pastries. Yes. So classic recipe. Pastry is the typical name of it, and if you look it up, you'll see many different applications. And I use it, as I said earlier, for appetizers as well. You do want to cook it off in a hot oven. So depending what you're going to put inside of them, if you're going to fill them or you're going to cover them with something, you want to be sure that the temperature, like say, the meat is cooked ahead of time, if that's what you want to do. Usually shellfish cooks up pretty quick, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, still stirring. I'm gonna give it about another minute. All right, it's cooked down perfectly. Smell that butter in there, smells so good. This goes right into the bowl, just like this. Now this is hot, so we're not gonna add the eggs right now. We're going to cool it down just a little bit. Do that, put your wire whisk in there. And just stir a little bit, let it cool. You'll see some steam coming up. Look, see the steam coming up? That's good. We want it to cool down a little bit. If I put my eggs in there too soon, I'll end up with scrambled eggs, and I don't want to do that. Okay, so the dough has cooled down somewhat. Still a little bit of steam coming out of it. So what we're going to do now, we're going to add one egg at a time and incorporate it. So we'll do that. We're just putting one egg, just like that, and then stir it in, and then beat it in. Turn your mixer off and repeat. Stir. Don't put it on fast right away, because that egg will just pop right out. You don't want to do that. Straight down the side of the bowl. This is where we get all of the dough incorporated. And we'll add another egg. Straight down the side of the bowl one last time. Look at that paste. It's just ready to go, but we're just going to be sure it's all 100% incorporated. Don't leave anything to try. I'm just going to take all of that. All right, here we go, one last time. Now, you got to do it fast because you want to incorporate some air into it as well. Okay, let's look at that, and this is it. This is our pâte de choux dough, and it's ready for your favorite dessert. And of course, it's just ready to go. You decide what you'd like to do with it. You can refrigerate it at this point and use it on another day, but we're going to start baking in just a minute. I have my pastry bag with a tip on the end of it that will allow me to make some beautiful cream puffs. So let's go ahead and put the dough right in there. Put this off to the side. We don't need that right there. Push this down. So look, thumb and forefingers, push it down. All right, and then twist. That will stop it from coming back. And what you want to do when you make your cream puffs, you want to start and go in a circular motion. Just start here, round like this, and then push down. Now you can make them larger if you wish, depending what you're going to fill them with. You can fill them with a pastry cream, which is what we're going to do, but you can also fill them with chicken salad, tuna salad, any of those specialties that you would like. So it could be a dessert, it could be an appetizer. You could also arrange it and maybe put some salmon in it. It would be just as good. Keep it fun. That's the important thing, right? Just in that motion. I am using parchment paper. That's important. This way it comes off much easier than if you were just using it on the pan itself. Makes cleanup a lot better too, right? We know about cleanup. Squeeze it down. We want to get all of it in there. I have another trick I'm going to show you in just a minute. As soon as I get this last cream puff out. I'm going to make it, I take an egg wash. 1 egg beaten with a tablespoon of cold water. And then you just push it down just a little bit like that. Get a little bit on there. You want a nice little glaze. So you put this in the hot oven. Now, because of the size, these are going to just probably take 8 to 12 minutes, depending on your oven. I got it, mine oven is set at 425. So that's going to puff up really quick. So all that air we beat in there, that's what's going to happen. Those eggs are also going to help liven it up, bring them up, puff them up there for you, and give it a nice color and also a nice texture. Okay, now they're ready to go into our hot oven. Well, the time has finally arrived. We made the pastry dough. We piped out the cream puffs, put them in the hot oven, they puffed up. What are we going to do next? We're going to fill them. Remember that pastry cream I told you about? Recipe right down below. I'm just going to take the pastry cream, make a little slat right here in the cream puff and fill them up. Yes, do that. You have to let these cool off though. I know we were so impatient. We wanted to just jump right in and fill these things and start eating them, but no, we have to let them, you know, they gotta get them cool down. Otherwise, this pastry cream would just be a mess, and we don't want that. And you can refrigerate these. They're wonderful as an appetizer. I told you you can fill them with chicken salad. You can fill them with shrimp salad. You can, you know, I'm doing a pastry cream. You may want to do a chocolate cream, okay? All those things work just delightful. Yes, fill these up. All right, I'm going to put some of these off here to the side because I know we're going to eat them. So look, when you're looking at the recipe down below, see we got Patreon down there? That means we would love for you to support us. Sign up, join the Patreon, and let us do more of these wonderful types of recipes and desserts. We want to entertain you. We want to come into your home and show you all the good things we have to offer and the things that we've shared in our lifetime. Why not share them with you? So Patreon allows us to do that. Also way down there, you want to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, definitely do that. And then share, hit that share button, share it. You know, put it on Facebook if you like, or share it with a friend. Okay, we have so much to share. Speaking of which, put some comments down there. Let me know what you think. Talk to me about it. Maybe we can share some information about cream puff recipes, maybe something you've done that you'd like to share with me or whatever. I'd love to do it. I read and respond to every comment. And you know, well, wait a minute. I gotta finish this little coup de grace here. It's snowing. A little snow here, a little snow there. We just have to tighten it up. A friend of mine told me powdered sugar covers a multitude of sins. In this case, it's covering a multitude of goodness. Look at this. So, whenever you're cooking with Chef Don, you are absolutely cooking simple and delicious.